Welcome back everybody and happy holidays. Today's video is going to be all about my experience microblading my eyebrows. So if you're considering doing it or you know someone who's thinking about doing it, this video is definitely worth watching. So to start, let me tell you what the flip microblading is, right? So it's basically a new tattooing method that makes your eyebrows fuller, thicker, and darker. It's semi-permanent, so it lasts about a year, and I definitely think that will depend on how your body reacts to the tattooing and how you maintain it. So it's almost like any other tattoo that you will get. So why did I decide to get my eyebrows microbladed? Well, if you watched my last video, you now know how obsessed I am with eyebrows. I love myself a thick, full brow, and unfortunately, my natural eyebrows are very sad. Yes, I know, it's not cute. I blame it on my youth and overplucking, and the poor little brows just never grew back. So that's just what I work with. I think that's why for the past few years, I've really worked on learning how to outline and fill my eyebrows, and I have tried so many different makeup brands and beauty brands to really achieve the most natural looking full brow. But let's be real honest, girls. Sometimes we just have an off day and you just keep applying that makeup and thickening those brows, and the next thing you know, you have to go to work and you're looking all sorts of angry because your eyebrows are like, "Wah!" So those days just really suck. And I remember one time, went to work, I passed by a mirror and I was like, dang, I forgot about those dingles. You're so aggressive right now. So yeah, when microblading kind of came onto the scene, I was definitely interested. I dabbled on the internet, checked out some websites, but I never really dove into the whole idea of it until a few months ago. So basically, I was looking through some pictures and I came across one that was an unfortunate day when the eyebrows were buck wild, and I just was like, screw it. Like, I'm gonna do some real in-depth research. I'm gonna make my pros and cons list and just make a decision, because it kept popping up everywhere and I was like, is this a sign? Like, should I really just do it? So I did do a lot of research. I really looked at the pros and cons. One of my main concerns was, is this tattoo gonna fade into a creepy blue or green? Luckily, every answer was no. Since it is semi-permanent, it kind of just fades away with whatever color you had originally put on. So after about a month, I was like, screw it, I'm doing it, I'm committed, now I need to find somebody. So luckily, my facialist, Kate, knew of a girl who worked in her same building, and she would do spray tans and eyebrows and microblading, and Kate highly recommended her. So she gave me her information. Her name was Nancy, and I naturally started stalking her Instagram page, her website, just to really see the consistency in her work and the reviews. And I did that literally for about a month. So all the pictures I saw were so consistent. They looked bomb. Every review I read was great. Everyone was so pleased with their results. And after about a month, I was like, okay, I think I found my gal, like who I feel comfortable going to. So I made the appointment. Okay, so the day of my appointment is here. And let me just break down what happened next, because I'm pretty sure that's why you're watching this video, right? Onesie, I definitely went into this appointment super relaxed, super chill, as though I was getting a facial. And I think that was my epic mistake, because if I know I'm going into any kind of procedure that may be painful, I will literally prep myself by thinking of the worst pain in the world. So when I actually go through with it, it doesn't seem as painful. But for some reason, I was so excited about doing it that I kind of forgot that it may hurt. So I went in there just like ready to go meet Nancy. She's awesome. She tells me how everything's gonna go, what the procedure is, and we get started. So the first thing Nancy did was she took out what I would like to call an eyebrow ruler, and she basically measured out my eyebrows and like placed little dots and essentially did an outline of what some like symmetrical, nice eyebrows would look on my face. Then we started talking about what I wanted to achieve in this appointment. She said, you know, do you want it fuller, thicker, darker, all of the above? Like, what's the outcome you want here? So I definitely explained to her my look, but I also had pictures to show her, so she kind of had a vision in her head of what I wanted my eyebrows to look like. So we talk, we look at different colors. She basically did little swabs right above my eyebrows to show me the different colors. And for me, I went a little darker because she did tell me that sometimes after they heal, the pigment can lighten. So I didn't want it to end up looking obvious where it was my natural brows and then these lines of like a lighter brown. So I went a little darker, but I think I made the right choice because it really blended in well. So at this point, she started tilting the chair back. It's go time, right? So this is where the real fun begins. She busts out this tool, which isn't a tattoo gun. It's not like zzz. It's just a manual tool that I would say is most similar to an X-Acto knife. But at the end, it's basically a bunch of needles. And she, you know, I asked her, I'm like, is this gonna hurt? And she's like, it depends. Some people say it's like a 3, some people an 8. The reviews I read all said that, you know, it wasn't that painful because they put numbing cream on, which she did. And for me, I was like, oh, like I have a tattoo on my rib and that didn't really hurt, so I should be fine. Then she went on to say, like, you know, some people will sneeze during the procedure or their eyes will get watery because there's a lot of nerves right underneath your eyebrows. So just, you know, things to be prepared for. And I'm like, okay, we'll be fine. Okay, so the first stroke happens and I literally am like, what is happening? Are you like murdering my face or is this reality? From a scale of 1 to 10, the pain was a solid 8. It hurt so bad. I didn't get it. I was just like, my tattoo didn't hurt. I usually am not this big of a wuss, but I'm really a wuss bag right now. It's because I didn't prep myself for it at all. I didn't even think it was gonna hurt that much, and it hurt like a son of a biscuit. So she started just making her strokes, and the next thing I know, I'm sneezing, my eyes are watering, and I just felt so bad for Nancy. She was probably like, this hot mess came in all sorts of confident, and she's just like, her face is everywhere now. But she was awesome. She was like, do you need breaks? And I'm like, no, just get through it. I need to get through this. Like, just do it. So each brow took about 15 minutes. She would go back and forth. So it wasn't like you're just making cuts on top of cuts on the same eyebrow. And it was like a process. Like she would do the strokes, which are like cuts, and she would clean it. She would apply the pigment, fill it in with the X-Acto knife or whatever, the tool, clean it, and go back and forth and back and forth until she felt like she had achieved a look that we both agreed on. So it was definitely what to me seemed like forever. I was like, are you done now? She's like, you still have, like, we want to achieve something great here, Yaz, like, give me a minute. But yeah, the whole process took really 40 minutes, but it felt like 40 hours to me. But yeah, so after 40 minutes, she stopped and said, I think we've achieved what we wanted to today. So she lifts the chair up, and I just like regained my balance, you know, being down for that long and sneezing and just being a complete poop show. I had to like get myself together. She shows me a mirror, and I'm not even kidding you, I started giggling like a little girl. I was just like, oh my God, like these are mine. Like, I get to keep these. They are forever mine. Like, what? And all that pain and sneezing and my makeup being down my face meant nothing to me. Like, I was just like, yes, these are brows. I'm so excited. So yeah, you can say I definitely was stoked on the results. And keep in mind, like, this is literally right after. So my eyebrows were swollen and the pigment was really strong. So the strokes were like, they looked aggressive, but I was still like beyond impressed. She was kind of laughing at me, which I give her the right because I was probably such a weirdo. And then she just gave me the Aftercare paper, and it's pretty standard. The first 24 hours to 48, keep the area clean, no makeup. After that, you just want to apply coconut oil for about 7 days to avoid scabbing. And Nancy did let me know that, you know, the pigment may lighten, or if your eyebrows do scab a little, you may find that there's spots, but that's what the follow-up appointment is for, where I will go back in 6 weeks and she will touch it up and make them thicker, fuller, or darker, like whatever I feel like I need at this point. So I do have that in 6 weeks. But overall, I am so happy I did it. I recommend it for everybody. I know it was painful. I'm like talking to myself. I'm like, I know it was painful. You look like a clown with your sneezes and your makeup running down your face. But now, you guys, like, I have nothing on my eyebrows. This is all microblade, and it blends in so well with my natural brows, and I don't have to worry about it. It hasn't scabbed at all for me, luckily. It's been about 5 days since I've had it done, so it's been a really smooth aftercare process for me, which is great. Also, I want to mention that the best way to know you had an amazing result for me is the fact that no one noticed. So obviously I've left my house in the past 5 days. I've gone to work and no one's really said or noticed anything. I actually have received compliments like, wow, your eyebrows look so clean. Where do you get them done? What do you do? So to me, that was like the best reward, is knowing that I've had something done and it's not so extreme that it's like, whoa, what'd you do? And it almost naturally just blended in with everything and complemented my face. So I, again, definitely recommend it. I do encourage you to do your research, really look into different artists and who you think would be best for you. Don't just like pick a rando and go. Do not do it on Groupon, because trust me, I have seen some unforgivable pictures of people who went through Groupon or just picked a random artist and did microblading, and it is so unfortunate. So please take your time. If you guys want Nancy's information, just comment below or let me know, and I'd be obviously willing to let you guys know where she's at. She's in Pacific Beach. She's amazing. And lastly, I know this can be expensive. I did my research and the range is like $450 to $700, but for me, it was worth it. Again, obsessed with a full brow, and now I just don't have to worry about having an off day with some aggressive beasts, and I can just enjoy myself. Maybe if I don't even want to wear makeup, instead of having like straggly, creepy brows, I'll just have these beauties to, you know, help me feel confident through the day without having to do them or do a grip of makeup or anything. So again, if you guys are thinking about it, definitely do your research. I recommend it. I'm in love with it, and I'll be going back in 6 weeks to do a touch-up, because I definitely want some areas filled in and just like literally touch-up areas, but overall I am ecstatic and super impressed by the whole process. So yeah, I thought it would be a really good video to do, because I know that microblading is really becoming big, but a lot of people still have a lot of questions, and one more review can't hurt out there in the YouTube world. So hopefully this helped clear up any questions some of you had or decisions you were trying to make about this whole process. And if you do have anything else you want to ask me, please leave a comment below and I will answer however I can to the best that I can. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little silly and pretty chatty, but it was my experience. And don't forget to subscribe or tell a friend. And I think I'll be doing a hair tutorial soon. It's not looking super cute right now, but I promise you it will if we do a tutorial. And I think I'll be doing a haul too, because I did do some shopping, so I'll probably do a video in the next couple days with a haul. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.